Hey, how's it going, everybody? Mike Weber, your Los Angeles real estate broker. And today I want to talk a little bit about something I've been calling paper prices. Now, it's pretty much become a constant occurrence that when we're talking to sellers out in the marketplace, they're being heavily influenced by prices that they see online. And so I've been trying to come up with a way to kind of explain this to sellers that I talk to, people in the marketplace. And the best way that I figured out to explain it is this theory of what I'm calling paper prices. And really what that means is that it's one thing to go online and look at, what your property might be worth. And we know there's already, a wide variance in terms of the accuracy of that number to begin with. On average, what we see as professionals is anywhere from, say, 10% in either direction. These estimates online can be wrong. There are times where they're just not able to take into account, say, all the upgrades of the property, maybe the subtleties of some of the unique work that was done, maybe its location in a certain tract and how desirable that specific location is in comparison to stuff further on the outskirts of the tract or on a main street or maybe close to an eyesore, etc. Things that will influence the sales price of a property up to 10% to the upside. And then conversely, we see the opposite of that, where a property is worth substantially less than what these numbers that are kind of estimated online actually show. But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about more specifically is the idea that really, just like any other commodity or item, that's sold out there is affected by supply and demand, real estate really operates the same way. And so if all these people out there really wanted to sell their home, let's say all of a sudden, or even a great deal more people than otherwise would wanted to all of a sudden sell their home, would it be possible for everybody, that large number of new sellers that enter the market, to get anywhere close to these paper prices that they see online? Well, of course not. Obviously not. If you look at my market updates and you see what's been going on in the market, lately, we're seeing a lot of properties just sit on the market, not get any offers at all. They're not selling. Whatever the absolute lowest price is that the seller decides to lower the price on the property to, there's not a single buyer in the entire marketplace that's willing to write an offer at that price. So clearly that means that the property isn't worth that price that the seller wants for it, and the seller's never even going to get the opportunity for that property to sell because there's not a single actual willing and able buyer with money in their pocket out in the marketplace that's willing to write an offer or buy the property. So really, the price that they may see online is largely irrelevant to the reality of the market itself. In truth, really the best test for the value of any property is putting it on the market, exposing it to the market, and seeing what the market decides. What are real buyers with real money that are truly motivated to buy a home, willing to pay for a property? Now, what I've been seeing, and I think it's a terrible thing, is that when you see a property go on the market, it has this, oftentimes silly estimate that you can see online that a lot of times people think a property is worth. And then as the seller has to lower the price to get it more into the ballpark of where a buyer would actually write an offer and buy the property, all these automatic online estimates do is lower the price down as the price goes down on the property. So they're not predictive of what's happening in the market. And more importantly, when only a fraction of the number of homes that are currently on the market are actually selling in the first place, obviously, if a greater supply of homes were to come on the market, it would certainly be impossible for most of these sellers to get anywhere close to these paper prices that they see online. The new prices in the market based on supply and demand would be pushed downwards because of the increased supply. And that's already being demonstrated currently by the small fraction of properties that are actually getting offers and going into escrow as it is. Now, the other thing is the properties that leave the market unsold, they expire, or maybe the seller cancels them and takes them off the market. market, we never see those prices that those homes would have sold for factored in to these automated estimates that we see online, or any of the prices for that matter that we see published. Those just kind of evaporate, they disappear, and they're not really getting calculated into the reality of what the prices are in the market. So if there was an accurate way to use that data and figure out what those properties really would have sold for, and that ultimately was being factored into these estimates or some of the numbers we see about, median home prices or average home prices or whatever the case may be, I suspect those numbers would be substantially lower than what we see when we just browse online and we look at property values on random websites. So guys, I hope this information was useful. If I can help you with any real estate needs here in Los Angeles, give me a shout. Otherwise, look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks for watching.